writing in a drama series goes to
showrunner and executive producer Eric Wallace.
It's a pleasure to see you guys. I hope you're all okay and you're safe.
Staying safe and all that good stuff.
Continue to stay safe and all that good. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Of course, I am showrunner Eric Wallace. I am the showrunner for the Iris, the Flash, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this stream.
We will see y'all in the fall.
Yep, this is certainly not something you would see very often, but yeah, welcome everyone to the stream. And I'm alone this time. I'm alone. There's no Arrowverse scenes. There's no Jordan. It's just me and you guys. So yeah, welcome everyone. I see a couple of people in the chat already. Hello, Chosen Vader owner. How are you? Muhammad Amin is here. Barrio Capirio says the Spectre won't return, I think. We do have something about that, which of course I did put in the title, and it's an interesting one. So yeah, of course, stay tuned for the stream for that. Hello, Mayat Dean. As you can see, I'm alone. Arrowverse Scenes is too busy asleep, I guess. I don't know, but it's fine. We're here alone, and we're still doing the stream. So yeah, once again for the stream, I'll be talking about the Flash season 8, episode 19. I'll of course get your thoughts on everything as well. I will, of course, talk about the finale trailer, give some theories I have. And then we do have some Earth Prime stuff to go over as well, which was really, really interesting. I haven't read it, but I've heard some really insane stuff. So we do have a couple of things to talk about, and we do have a season 9 teaser. So I don't know how long we'll be going for, because, of course, usually I'd have co-hosts who would pretty much just talk about whatever I'm talking about. They would share their opinions, but this time it's only me. So I don't know how long I'll be going on for. It probably depends on the chat. But yeah, as I said, it's only me for now. And yeah, that is all I could really say. I give the episode Sir Eric Wallace a 9 out of 10. Interesting. Welcome, Cal. How are you, man? Yes, I know who Robert Downey Jr. is. Yes. Does anyone outside Team Flash remember pre-crisis? Pretty much everyone remembers pre-crisis because of that ring which Martian Manhunter manufactured. So you would assume that pretty much any Arrowverse character that we know of has the memories of pre-crisis, basically. Yeah, it's just all of them. Whereas other characters, for example, they wouldn't have the memories of pre-crisis, but it's because of the Martian Manhunter ring. Like, for example, in season 8, episode 9 of Arrow, we saw that Mia Queen did not have the memories of pre-crisis. She doesn't remember being Mia Smoke, and the future is, of course, different in Star City. But then when Laurel gave the ring, and then she, of course, got her memories back. So you would assume that because of that ring, a lot of the characters do have the pre-crisis memories, but I don't know if, everyone has them. But definitely a lot of characters outside of Team Flash do remember pre-crisis for sure. And yeah, I do, of course, want to give a couple of announcements before I actually get into the main topics of the stream. So, of course, for anyone who's interested or just wants to support the channel further, you guys could do so through super chats. Of course, you guys don't have to. It will just be greatly appreciated. It just helps support the channel. And also, you guys will get your questions 100% answered. And also, as I said in last week's stream, I will be doing a watch party for the Flash season 8 finale. So for those who don't know for those who don't know what a watch party is, not who a watch party is, or how it works, basically, essentially, I watched the episode live. I will not be streaming the episode or anything like that because I'll get copyright striked, and there's no way I'm risking that. So what I do basically is that I turn face cam on. You guys will see me. You guys will just see me basically, but I'll be watching the episode. I'll put a timer on the screen so you guys could see from which time stamp I'm at. So, of course, for those who are watching the episode on playback or for those who are watching the episode on the CW app, you guys can, of course, see where I am and you guys will know what I'm reacting to during that certain point. And, of course, for those who are watching live with me, then, of course, you guys will know what I'm talking about. But essentially, it's just a way to, like, celebrate for the season, I guess, talk about our overall thoughts on season 8, watch the episode together. So I'm very, very excited for that. I, of course, did one for the Flash season 7 finale, and it was really fun. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the season 8 watch party as well. I am really interested in doing it, and also I'm excited as well. I really want to chat with you guys about the episode while watching it live as well. So it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Arrowverse scenes will be there. Ultra edits will be there. And maybe Jordan will be there if he catches up. But yeah, we will see about that. And also, for anyone interested, be sure to join my Discord server. Of course, over there, you guys can multiple topics, different passionate Arrowverse fans. And yeah, you guys can, of course, interact with me as well, which is fun. You guys can get my overall thoughts and theories on certain things, whether that's Arrowverse related or not Arrowverse related. So whatever that is, it could be Star Wars, it could be Marvel, it could be Arrowverse, it could be DC in general. Be sure to join my Discord server. It is really cool, and I do want to grow it. I do want people to, interact more in it. So for anyone interested, it is down in the description down below. Be sure to join it. Of course, you guys could get regular updates and videos. Talk to me if you want, and yeah, all those sorts of stuff. Wait a second. Oliver Queen is coming back. We're going to talk about that. It's not 100% confirmed, but there is something which does essentially hint to Oliver Queen being there for the Flash season 8 finale. But we could possibly, very, very likely see him for season 9. And of course, we will get to that in just a bit. The Flash CGI went downhill. I don't think so. The CGI for this episode, it was great. Like the only thing which looked weird was when Alexa was like using her strength to like jump, but like that was it. Like for most of season 8, the CGI has been pretty good, and you could see the difference. Like fair enough, towards the start it did look a bit tacky, but then as we got into the later episodes, it's definitely started to improve, and you could really see the difference in that. So yeah, I don't know if you're talking about earlier seasons of The Flash or if you're talking about season 8. It doesn't really say, but I personally like what they're doing with the budget they have and what they're able to do. Flashverse, I hope the OG villains from 2014-15 get the pre-crisis memories back. I don't think they will. I don't know. We'll see. I just read something in the chat. I don't know if I should pull it up. But Tag Warrior says glad Iris died. We do have to talk about the ending because it's crazy. It's a really crazy ending. The CGI is great for me. For me, and for the second time, I will always say the main villain of the season 8 is the Reverse Flash. I would say that too. Whoever asks me who the main villain for the Flash season 8 is, I would say it's the Reverse Flash because, well, he's been there for pretty much a lot of the season. He's been there for Armageddon. He's been the main villain for the first 5 episodes. And then for the back half of the season, he did, of course, play a very crucial role. And we do know that he is the main cause for Iris's time sickness as well. So you could essentially say that Barton is the main villain of the Flash season 8, although of course we did have Deathstorm for a while as well, which also was a pretty cool villain. And I really loved what they're doing with the Flash season 8. But yeah, like getting straight into the episode 19 discussion. Now, I said this in my review. And I just want to be completely honest. I watched this episode twice. Of course, one time is when I watched it live and just wanted to enjoy it. I watched the episode with Arrowverse scenes, and then the second time, of course, I watched the episode to, of course, note down what happened. Of course, get more ideas in mind, remember certain stuff that took place in the episode. And I will say this: the first time I watched the episode, I absolutely disliked the episode to such an extent where I would give it like a 4 or 5 out of 10. I really did not like the episode. The second time viewing the episode, I thought it was better. I definitely enjoyed it a lot more, but it still wasn't great for me. Of course, like we've had insane scenes in the episode. I'm not denying that. We've had some really, really great stuff in the episode, whether that be with what they did with Ia Barthon and the ending with the death of Iris, Tom Kavanagh coming back. All of that was just amazing. I love the interactions between Barry and Mina. I hope we get more of those. And seeing Bart and Nora come back, those were things I really, really liked. And I didn't have any complaints about those scenes. If the episode alone just consisted of those bits, honestly, I would have given this episode a 9 or even a 10 out of 10. I absolutely loved those bits. What I did not like mostly is the Cecile stuff. And fair enough. I'm just gonna say this right off the bat. Fair enough if you guys enjoyed this storyline with Cecile. I'm not gonna attack you for your opinion because of course that is your own opinion. But I think the majority of you guys would agree with me when I say this. And if you disagree, then fair enough. As I said, it's your opinion. This Cecile storyline heavily brought down the episode for me. I could not care less about the storyline. I don't know why they feel so entitled to make Cecile a vigilante all of a sudden. And I just hate it. I don't want this to happen. And I think most of you would agree with me, as I say. But like, I enjoyed what we got from the episode, except for whenever we had the Cecile stuff. And yeah, I'm just gonna say no one asked for this because I can't think of anyone who would ask for a certain storyline like this. There are so many better storylines you could do with Cecile, but instead we had to make her a vigilante. Great. Great. With icing on the cake, the top says this, but apparently now she's one of the most powerful metas in the city. And I was just sat there going like, huh? Why? Why are they doing this to us? Like as I said, there's so many better storylines they could do with Cecile. They could do something with her related to her law stuff. When she filled in for Joe during like season 4, season 5, she was great. And she was great before this storyline as well. But I don't know why they feel so in need to give Cecile this arc. And like the fight scenes they had with the forces, it was terrible. Now, I'm going to say this right off the bat as well. I know a lot of people do not like Allegra. I do not like her as well. But if you put her out in the field with Barry, I swear I will not say a word. I will not say a word because she at least has experience. She at least knows how to fight. She at least knows how to use her powers properly. Cecile doesn't know any of that. She has no experience at all. Suddenly she's going out there in the field. She's using her Professor X abilities against a force god, which fair enough, she needs to defend herself. But why make her a vigilante? I don't understand this. And then Chester being out there in the field as well, like what? Those bits I did not understand. Allegra stuff made sense. I was fine with that. In fact, when we got to the negative forces bit facing off against Team Flash B, I enjoyed not Cecile stuff. I don't know why I was gonna say Cecile stuff. I enjoyed Allegra stuff. Now, the only thing that was quite weird about Allegra stuff, I would say, is when she walks out with like her hands in the open. But other than that, she was great. I love the use of her powers. They look really, really cool. I love how she fought against Psyche. I wouldn't mind if she goes out in the field with the Flash. Now, they don't, of course, need to do this because Barry is a leveled up hero. He doesn't need anyone to help him anymore. He's much more confident. We've seen him defeat multiple villains alone this season without any help. Please do not go back to bringing sidekicks on the field with Barry. There's no need for it. And if they feel so in need to do it with Allegra. Do not touch Cecile. Please don't do it with Cecile. So that is, of course, one complaint I had with the episode. Another complaint I had with the episode was what they did with the forces. Now, fair enough, of course, the forces were the weakest points of the Flash season 7. Is what made the season the worst season of the show for me. I really dislike the forces. Now, we had some interesting concepts. Fair enough. I like the idea of those being the negative forces, which of course we have talked about in the channel multiple amount of times. And I love Dion. Dion was insane. Seeing Vion was just crazy. It was crazy. He was really, really good. We saw that scene with, of course, Eobard and Mina at Fast Track Labs. We see him confronting Barry, and then, of course, what he did with Iris during the ending. Dion was crazy, and the actor played the villain so good, in my opinion. So, so good. The other two, however, Alexa and Bashir, in terms of Alexa, I felt like her acting at times felt way too over the top. But other than that, she was fine. She didn't really do anything. In regards with Bashir, I understand that this is his character. I understand he's meant to be this like corny guy that pretty much trolls their opponent before he takes them down. And we got to see that with what he did with Allegra when he just kept messing with her. Fair enough. Like this is his character, but I'm just not into those like cornyish scenes, I guess. So that those bits I weren't too much of a fan of. By the way, guys, if you guys have any questions, be sure to say in the comments down below. So of course I could answer it for you guys. Jordan says, well, you have to admit it's really impressive to control a force god. He is stronger than the force of nature. And that's what I don't like. Why? Like, why do they feel like they need to do this with Cecile? I don't understand. Like, her being so leveled up is just a problem, and I don't like it. She shouldn't even be out there in the first place. That's what I'm trying to say, really. But as I said, fair enough if you like it. Fair enough. That is your opinion. And I'm happy for you. I'm really happy for you if you liked it. I wish I could enjoy it, but unfortunately, I just couldn't. I really like Psyche. He was the best part of season 7. I don't remember season 7 that much, to be honest, because it was, for those who of course have been watching me for a while, you guys know how traumatic that season was for me. So I don't really like talking about the Fly season 7. In the trailer for episode 20, we see Joe crying. What if something leads to him using the time stone? I mean, they have to use it. Well, Joe's crying because, of course, Iris is dead. Well, at this point, at least. Whether she comes back, well, we know she's gonna come back. That's not a question. But he's crying because Iris is dead. I don't know if anything to do with the time stone will play out. It will be interesting if they do, and I would really, really like if they do. But yeah, I guess we will have to wait and see. It is an interesting point that you put up, though. I'll say that for sure. Why was Chester at the field? I remember didn't. I don't know. I don't know. As I said before, Allegra made sense, but those two didn't really make sense. How do you feel about Matt Letcher being killed off again? Poor guy, man. This is, I don't even know. Probably like the 4th or 5th time he's been killed off. But with the ending we got with Matt Letcher's Reverse Flash, I honestly didn't mind it because it was so insane to see. It was crazy. But we know, like, for the story to be completed fully, whether that be during the season 9 or season 10, whenever the final season of The Flash is, we know we're going to have to get Matt Letcher's Eobard Thawne back eventually. So we know he's coming back. So don't worry if you saw Matt Letcher be killed off in this episode. We know he'll be back eventually. But for now, I think they're focusing on wrapping up Tom Cavanaugh's Reverse Flash for, of course, Matt Letcher to come in and take up the role permanently, if you will. Cal says, I think Matt Letcher will come back at some point. He definitely will. Without a doubt, there's no way he's not going to come back. He definitely will. Cecile's powers aren't even that helpful. I'm fine if she helps time to time, but she does not need to become a vigilante. Um, I mean, they are helpful to an extent, but like they don't need to do this. They really didn't need to do this, but it does get me very worried. It makes me so worried because I really don't like this. And if they keep extending this to such an extent where Cecile goes out there in the field, I'm really not going to enjoy whatever we get with Cecile. It's just not going to happen. Now, I don't know. Maybe we're into some surprises. Eric Wallace has redeemed multiple characters this season, such as Chilblain, Jacob Birch. Well, no, he's butchered Jacob Birch, but Chilblain, you could say Frost to an extent, although I wasn't much of a fan of Frost anyway. Um, and other characters from the top of my head, you could say Nora to an extent as well. Nora West Allen, Dion, and I can't think of the other characters, but he's definitely redeemed a lot of characters and. Maybe he could do something with Cecile, but we will see. We will see. I don't think it will be great, but we'll see. Did I miss the part about Oliver returning? No, I'm gonna get into that like later on in the stream. Oh yeah, that is another news. Kayla Compton is directing an episode for season 9. Everyone's directing an episode at that point. Well, not at that point, but so far, like we have Tom Kavanagh, we have Danielle Panabaker, and now we have Kayla Compton. So yeah, pretty cool, I guess. This is the end of Tom Cavanagh's Reverse Flash. 100%. 100%. This is definitely the end of Tom Cavanaugh's Reverse Flash from where they're going. I think by the finale, he's gonna be fully defeated, and like that's it. He's gonna be no more. But yeah, in regards to like what I liked about this episode, as I said, there's so many stuff I liked. I loved all of the things with Bart and Nora we had in the episode. Of course, I love that opening scene where we have Bart and Nora gaming in 2049. And then, of course, we have Nora beating Bart. And then Iris calls. And then Bart runs, changes his clothes. He's like, oh, Mom, I've been studying for this midterm all night. It's just crazy you called. And Iris is like, yeah, no, you weren't. And the Bart is like, oh, yeah, no, I wasn't. I found that really funny. And I enjoyed a lot of the scenes with Bart and Nora, especially when we got to the time sickness stuff. Seeing Joan Williams return was something I really liked. And of course, we got more answers in regards to what's going on with Iris's time sickness. She's, of course, getting visions of the negative forces. And also, we find out that she has like increasingly growing negative tachyons in her, which of course was pretty cool. And that, of course, does tie into the ending we see. We had a lot of Eobard and Mina scenes, which I really liked. We of course had Mina pushing herself to the limit in this episode. She's trying to get faster and faster because she wants to like reach the level of the Flash. She's so like determined to reach that. But at that cost, she of course starts doubting herself that she's unable to do it. And then we have this beautiful scene between Barry and Mina, where of course they go to that like bin area we've seen multiple times in season 2 and then season 5 as well. But of course Mina talks to the Flash. She's like, oh well, I'm not a hero, like I'm not good enough. And then Barry's like, well, you're already a hero. I can't remember the exact pep talk Barry gives, but of course Barry does reveal his identity to Mina, and he shows like, well, look, I'm a CSI that's literally become the Flash. You will definitely accomplish wonders. And it was just such a great scene. Of course, he does give the code name Fast Track as well. So I did like that. Of course, that is her comic book name in the comics. Josh says, I hope we finally get an actual spacer battle instead of a lightsaber battle. LMAO. Yeah, we're not going to get a lightsaber battle. I don't think so. I don't know. I felt like I was the only one that liked it, but that's just because I'm a diehard Star Wars fan. So I'll just eat up anything like fully Star Wars related we get. That's why. So I didn't have a problem with it, but I guess that I can see where you're going. I can see where you're going. Oh, 100%. 100%. Goldface will dominate thawne. Dominate thawne. Goldface is just too good. Too good. Is the Flash season 8 going to be your favorite season? No. I would rank the season 1, season 2, season 8, season 6, season 4, season 3, season 5, season 7. Those are my rankings for the Flash in terms of best to worst. Be sure to share me all of your rankings of the seasons. I'm interested to see them all as well. And also be sure to tell me your score for this episode as well. But of course, we did have the Eobard stuff as well, where of course we find out that the negative forces are going after Eobard because they're essentially affecting them. He's essentially affecting them, and then we had that really cool scene at Fast Track Labs where, of course, Dion freezes Eobard and Mina, and then we have Barry who's frozen. He's able to break out of it, and then just explodes in lightning. Really, really sick. We of course saw Tom Cavanagh's death in this episode, which was quite shocking because earlier on during that bit, I was just like, wait, what? What are they gonna do now? Because of course we do see Tom Cavanagh in set photos for the finale, so we knew he would be there. But yeah, we saw from the ending what they were planning, and it was insane. It was really, really sick. Of course, we did have Mina sharing the abilities with Eobard as well, and we had a really, really sick final battle towards the end of the episode with Eobard and Mina and the Flash facing off against negative forces. We had some really, really cool scenes, eventually leading to the death of Iris. Barry throws lightning. He goes around the city, gains enough velocity to, of course, attack the forces, throws lightning, and in the midst of that, Dion snaps his fingers. Iris emerges, and then Iris gets hit with that lightning. Pretty much Barry killing Iris with lightning, which was just absolute madness. It was such a crazy ending. Yeah, it will be really, really interesting to see the fallout of this because Barry is not going to react well to this. He's definitely not going to react well. He's going to be terribly guilt tripped about this, and whether that leads him into a dark path or something, we will see that next episode. But it's going to be really interesting to see how Barry fully copes with this. But of course, we did have Iris going into temporal particles. She gets thrown into Matt Letcher's body, and then I was like, okay, this is when Matt Letcher's getting his body, his memory back. Interesting. But no, they recreate that bit where he rips his face and we see the reverse flash emerging, Tom Cavanagh's reverse flash, fully getting his speed back and just being fully powerful. Of course, that was a cool Easter egg to one of the comics in the Flash Rebirth comics. Do you think the reverse flash is negative Nora of the Speed Force? That's why he's going to be so fast. I think now that makes total sense. I think they created the negative Speed Force avatar through whatever they did with Eobard over there. That actually does make sense. And maybe he gets even more powerful. Maybe the forces will combine their abilities and then Eobard becomes that one big force god, if you will. That would be really, really sick. Sparking Force says season 1, season 2, season 8, season 6, season 3, season 5, season 4, season 7. Interesting ranking. Muhammad Amin says my ranking for the Flash from best to worst were 3, 2, 1. Interesting. 8, 5, 4, 7, 6. That is an interesting list. That is a very, very interesting list. My ranking is season 1, season 2, season 8, season 6, season 3, season 4, season 5, season 7. Mine's pretty similar to yours. I would just swap 3 and 4 around. But yeah, that is your list, and fair enough. It's an interesting list. I don't really like the nanotech mask that they put on Mina. It just doesn't work with. I said that in my review. Yeah. It doesn't work because you get to this point where when the mask emerges, it looks like her head's about to be shaved off in a way. I will try and pull up a scene so you guys could see what I'm talking about because it looked weird and it works on the Flash because he of course has short hair. It works with Barry because his hair is of course short. It works. The nanotechnology works for him, but with people with long hair, it just looks dodgy, and I don't know how to feel about it. Of course, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a VFX issue, I guess. But other than that, it doesn't really affect the quality of the episode or anything like that. It's just more so it just looks weird. And I'm trying to find the clip on YouTube, which is why it's taking so long. But for those who've of course watched the episode, you guys would know what I am talking about. Okay, wait. It's over here. Yep, it's right over here. Let me skip through. Okay, so here it is. Here it is. So I'm gonna share screen, and you guys will see like what I am trying to say. And also, as I said, guys, be sure to give me your thoughts on the episode, and if you guys have any questions that you want answered, be sure to share them down as well. But yeah, here's what I'm talking about. Look, so I'll put on slow-mo as well, so you guys could better see it. But okay, that's not gonna look okay. But wait for her to look. So this bit looks cool. Like as the mask begins to grow, it looks interesting. But look what happens to like this bit of her hair. Like it just disappears. So we have the mask growing, and then it just goes and gets tied up. It just looks weird. I feel like it just doesn't work with long hair, so that's just my issue with it. But yeah, it is what it is. It's not, as I said, it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, it's just there, I guess. Why does Barry not do it with Iris thing that Mina did with Thawne? Because I think like when he does that, I guess he loses half of his abilities, I guess. I don't know, but why would he need to do that though? We don't need Iris to become a speedster, so he doesn't need to do that. But like in regards to the lightning thing, like what felt so weird was that we've seen Barry outrun his lightning many times. We've had that scene in season 4, episode 2, where Barry had to give himself a heart attack, and what he did was he threw lightning, he ran past his lightning, and he shot himself with his own lightning. So as I was watching the episode, of course it was a really sick ending. I'm not gonna deny that. But Barry, especially now at season 8, he's leveled up. He's way more capable in doing this than ever. But I felt like he would easily have been able to run past that lightning and just hit himself for something or moved Iris out of the way. He could have easily done that, but I don't know why he didn't. So that felt a bit weird, but it gave us a really sick ending. So yeah, I'm not going to complain because it was really, really cool. Of course, I don't think Iris is dead. Iris is definitely coming back. But for now, well, she's dead. So that is interesting. Cal gives the episode an 8 out of 10. Now here's the thing. As I said, if you take out the Cecile stuff, I would give this episode an easy 9, 10 out of 10. That's how much I loved the other bits. But I can't ignore the Cecile stuff. I can't ignore it. And because of the Cecile stuff, I would give the episode like, I don't know, a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, because it really, really brought down the episode for me. And another thing which needs to be talked about in regards to the Iris stuff, not the Iris stuff, the Cecile stuff as well. We had that bit in Joe's house where she's always where she of course gets a visit from Rosa Dillon. We find out that Cecile's able to steal powers from other metahumans, and Rosa Dillon does mention that Rosa Dillon mentions that, well, she's the one that taught Cecile how to do this. But here is the thing. She taught Cecile how to do this in episode 3 of season 8, Armageddon. And Barry restored the timeline in episode 4, meaning Armageddon did not happen. So if Armageddon did not happen, how does the top teach Cecile how to do it? That did not make sense as well. So we did have a couple of plot holes as well. And then also like when we had like the lightning shooting out from the sky, like we had no one in panic. We had no one in the city in panic. It just seemed like a normal day in Central City, I guess, which fair enough. It's still a crazy city filled with metahumans, but you'd expect like some panic at least, but it's not that big of a deal, I guess. But yeah, as I said, you said, this is going to be a crazy finale. I agree. I am so excited to see what they're going to do with this finale because they've set the storyline up so well, really, really well, and it's definitely going to pay off really well. Now, as I said, with how season 8 went, it is the Arrow season 5 of the Flash, aka comeback season for the Flash. I don't remember me enjoying the Flash so much this season as I did for like previous seasons ever since, well, the first half of season 6. I'm really enjoying this whole season of the Flash season 8. It's been really, really strong, really, really good. And as I said, it's my third favorite season of the show, regardless of how the finale turns out, which without a doubt the finale is going to be insane because, well, they're setting up the end of Tom Cavanaugh's um Reverse Flash. We're gonna get some really cool Flash family scenes facing off against the Reverse Flash, and we're gonna get that really cool cameo as well. So, of course, we'll talk about more in regards to who this cameo is in just a second. But overall, as I said, it's going to be a really cool finale. Of course, this was part 1, and next week is part 2. So, yeah. Do you think that this is the end of the Reverse Flash? It's not the end of the Reverse Flash entirely. Now, what Eric Wallace did in regards to this season is that he thought that season 8 was going to be the final season of the Flash because, of course, Grant renewed late, I believe. So he thought season 8 was going to be the final season of the Flash. So what he did with the finale is that he set it up in a way where it essentially will feel like the end of the show. So you're definitely going to get some sort of wrapping up in regards to the Reverse Flash, but I think that's only Tom Cavanaugh's Reverse Flash because now we know we're getting a season 9. And we know they've essentially foreshadowed Matt Letcher coming back. So this is going to be the end of Tom Cavanaugh's Reverse Flash. And then we're eventually going to get Matt Letcher's Reverse Flash at some point. I love it, the Flash, and it was crazy, but it was good. It was crazy, but it was good. Interesting. Well, in my opinion, I think season 8 better than season 3. In my opinion. Okay, so you're just giving your opinion to someone else. But yeah, that's all I really have to say in regards to the episode. Now, of course, moving on to the trailer for the finale, which I have not watched yet. So, well, I mean, I have watched it. I haven't done like a proper breakdown of it because, well, I didn't have time. But here we go. This is the promo for season 8, episode 20, titled Negative Book Part 2, I believe, or it's Negative Part 2, whatever you want to call it. It is that. Here we go. Negative. Okay, so the CW calls it Negative Part 2, but it's, and we have others calling it Negative Book Part 2. So I don't really know what to call it. But yeah, here is the trailer for the Flash season 8, episode 20. But before that, Mr. Verse, do you agree with me or not? The first 3 seasons of The Flash is a masterpiece. I disagree. I did not like The Flash season 3 because of the wasted potential they did with Wally, and I hated how they used Iris as a plot device. So those really triggered me. And there's like there's other like tidbits which I disliked about the season. I prefer season 4 over season 3, but the first 2 seasons, definitely a masterpiece. Untouchable. Untouchable. But yeah, now going into the trailer. Oh, it's in slow motion. I was like, what the hell happened? But it's in slow mo. Okay.
Iris died in my arms.
Okay,
She's been
interesting.
erased from this timeline.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's really
Finding
cool.
ways to kill you is my life's work. This has to end. Good luck.
Damn.
Who's faster now, Flash?
Damn. Damn. That looks sick. That looks really sick. Now I know I've said I've watched the promo before, but it was when the episode came out. I needed this recap because It looks crazy. It looks really, really crazy. So of course we have Barry crying over here because, well, Iris died, so it's the death of his wife. So of course he'd be crying. And this is of course Joe crying over Iris as well. Someone in the chat did say maybe they'll bring in something in regards to like the time stone or something like that. That would be like a really cool way to tie everything in. And of course we're gonna get like the full-on reveal in regards to what's happening with Iris's time sickness over here, how it happened, how thawne caused this to happen, because we know it's Eobard Thawne. We know Eobard Thawne was causing this, so it'll be interesting to find out how exactly he did. But yeah, Iris is of course dead at this point. Joe's crying, Barry's crying, and we have Bart crying. Now here's the thing. If Iris is dead, I don't get how Bart and Nora are still alive unless they do something like where they're like something like Armageddon Part 5, where Eobard's slowly getting erased from existence, but the timeline did not get set in stone yet. Maybe that's what's happening. Well, we know Iris is coming back eventually. We know she's going to be there in the finale. So maybe that's why Bart and Nora are still around as well. But of course, we have Bart crying over the death of Iris as well.
From this timeline.
Now, this is really sick. Really, really sick. We have the Flash, Nora, Bart, and Fast Track all teaming up, facing off against someone. Now, of course, through set photos, we do know that we have two other characters on set. We have Jay Garrick, who will also be there. And then they're, of course, facing off against Tom Cavanaugh's Reverse Flash. So this is definitely going to be the conclusion for Tom Cavanaugh's Reverse Flash. And it's going to be really insane because having this many speedsters facing off against the Reverse Flash is going to be nuts. Now, I don't know the involvement in regards to like the forces or anything like that. I don't know how like, you know, their story gets wrapped up or anything like that. But I'm really, really excited for this Dawn stuff, and it looks really, really damn sick, and I'm very excited for it. Eobard Thawne's my favorite character on the show, so I'm like seeing him as the main villain and also seeing his story get wrapped up is going to be something really, really interesting, and I'm really intrigued to see how they will do it. Now, see, Cal, normally I'm a theory master, right? But this time I honestly have no clue. I honestly have no clue what they're going to do. Like, one thing I could think of is that we know Speed Force Nora is in this episode, so you could assume that maybe the positive forces come back at some point. So maybe Dion is able to save Iris, but again, she got zapped by lightning, so I don't know. It's going to be a really interesting one. Maybe through I don't think it's going to be through time travel. I doubt that. But it's really interesting. I honestly do not know how. Yeah, probably the timeline hasn't been set yet, I guess. But we'll see. We'll see. Well, that is not going to happen because Joe will be there for 5 episodes of The Flash season 9. So Joe's definitely not dying.
You want revenge?
No. Okay, so we have Vigilante Cecile again, which is going to trigger me even more. But she does, of course, say you want revenge, showing how like pushed over the edge Barry is over here. He's really, really triggered about what happened with Iris, and he's not thinking straight. He's going to essentially go nuts, basically. So that's going to be really interesting. Like maybe he goes brutal on the forces and goes brutal on Eobard. Whatever they do, is going to be interesting. But seeing this like guilt trip version of Barry is something I'm really digging.
Finding ways
Of course, we do have widespread panic going around, and then Eobard says, "What?
to kill you is my life's.
Finding ways to kill you is my life's work." Definitely an Eobard Thawne thing to do. Of course, that is near like the opening of the episode, and it's going to be really cool. Now, of course, the theory is that Eobard, through this process, essentially fulfilled his destiny, which Dion alluded to, by becoming the. Oh, I think I just lagged, but I think the forces are gonna combine together and form this like big, powerful Reverse Flash. That's what I think is going to happen. But of course, we see this is an interesting shot. We see Bart in a tachyon device. We see Barry in a tachyon device. We see Nora in a tachyon device. Now, what they do over here, I don't know. Maybe they're getting erased from existence, and like this is just a method to like slow down the process. But that would not make sense because Barry is wearing it as well. So maybe it's just like some speed boosting thing, I guess. I don't know, but I'm really, really interested to see what it's about because it looks really cool. And seeing those two back as well is just great.
This has to end. Good luck.
And as I said, of course, we saw Jay Garrick back. So Barry's, of course, like this has to end. This is probably near like the end of the episode. We see more panic going around
Has to
as
end.
well.
Good luck.
And then we have Jay Garrick wishing him good luck. Mina Dawan's, of course, over here as well. So we're getting a lot of Flash family stuff. And this is what I love so much about Eric Wallace is that he's given us such great stuff in regards to speedsters and like Flash family in general. Like we got Mina freaking Dawan in this season. We got we're getting the Flash family all teaming up together. And it's just so sick. I really, really love it. And Nora's, of course, panicking about something.
Faster now.
Who's faster now, Flash? That's how the trailer ends. And I'm assuming that he becomes the avatar of the negative speed force, which is why he's saying that, because he's essentially so much more powerful, so much more faster than Barry at this point, where Barry cannot do anything. And I think that is why Barry needs help facing off against Dawn. That's why we have all those speedsters helping Barry. We have Bart, Nora, Fast Track, Speed Force Nora, Jay Garrick. The only thing which I wish they had was Wally. I would love to see Wally back, but too bad we're not getting Wally back because it's just sad. I really, really want to see Keenan Lonsdale come back as Wally and seeing him interact with these other speedsters as well. It's just I really want it. I really want it so much. And when we saw Wally return in season 6, it was something I really loved. Really, really loved. So I wish I gotta change the titles, but I wish we got to see more of Wally. And I know it's probably because like Keenan Lonsdale's busy or anything, because he did say that he was happy to return because of what Eric Wallace pitched. Like this new version of Wally is something Keenan Lonsdale was really invested in. So I wish that he could be there, but it is what it is, I guess. Now, of course, this episode is going to be big because, as I said before, it was written to be like the finale for the whole show. That's what Eric Wallace said. And of course, thankfully, we're getting a season 9. So now we know it's not going to be the end of the show for sure. So crazy stuff is going to happen in this episode. We should be getting some sort of an interesting cliffhanger as well. Of course, in terms of cliffhangers, we should definitely be getting some answers in regards to what's going on with Frost, because that is of course something interesting as well. And in regards to the Frost, because I didn't really talk about it, we of course had Chillblaine going to Caitlyn. He brings up the cryo chamber, and we obviously have Caitlyn going inside the cryo chamber to complete the process. She's in like cryo sleep. I think this is when Caitlyn officially becomes Killer Frost. And of course, I think that's going to be one of the cliffhangers we're getting for the Flash Season 8 finale going into Season 9. That's what I think is going to happen. And that would be really, really cool. That would be really, really sick. And I'm interested to see it. I'm really, really excited for it as well. So, yeah, that is the thing. And then we also know that we are supposed to be getting a surprise cameo, which does lead to our next topic in a way, where we're going into like season 9 teases and a surprise return in this. So in the Flash, it wasn't the Flash, it was the crossover panel for the Earth Prime comics. Now, for those who don't know what the Earth Prime comics are, it's essentially comic books canon within the Arrowverse, and they're set in between seasons. So The Batwoman one, I believe, was like around the time of season 3, episode 2, somewhere like that. And we had the Superman and Lois one. We had a Flash one, and then we of course had the big crossover as well. So yeah, we had some interesting stuff taking place in that comic. Now I haven't read it. I've only seen these certain bits, and it's really really interesting. So first things first, because a lot of people, it is canon, and I'm gonna prove it to you in a bit. But in regards to the people asking me about the Oliver Queen stuff, here is what I think is the main reason of it. So here we go. So this is like set after like the heroes prevailed. Of course, we have Bart and Nora beating this big bad, which is Magog. So we have the heroes talking about what's essentially going on. We have Wally there, we have Barry there, we have Jay Garrick there, and then of course they're talking what happened to your shirt, Clark. And then Clark's shirt popped off a few buttons. It happens more than you think. And then the Atom says, I used to have the problems. I used to have the same problems. Sarah Lance says, are those paper clips? And then we have Wally saying, Magog's tech has been dismantled, and he, the Needle clone, and Evil Eye are now under Cisco's watch at Argus. Clayface has been returned to his right time, as have the Necreans. And then we have Jay Garrick saying, but still no sign of the other Kal-El. And that's, of course, the black suit Superman, other Kal-El. It's like he vanished from existence. What do you think, kid? And of course, he's talking to Barry. Here's when things get juicy. So Barry says, sorry, Jay, I can't stop watching the footage of Bart and Nora. You know how hard it was to not run in and help them, right? And Jay Garrick says they step up, just like I knew they would. Kid Flash says, quite a pair of kids you raised. And then Barry says, I've never been prouder. Now that it's done, you can tell us why they had to take charge of stopping Magog on their own. And then here's when things get really, really juicy. So Supergirl says, you should be proud. The world is lucky to have them. We never had a test like this when we were just staring out as heroes. Here's the bit. We have a mysterious voice saying, changes are coming. An unrest stirs in our reality. Cosmic forces are aligning. This trail only pales next to what will be expected of them. Reveals Oliver Queen as the Spectre. Oliver Queen as the Spectre. And he says, they must be ready for what's coming. The end for now. And we know this comic, these series of comics, are canon in the Arrowverse. They're Arrowverse lore. They're parts of the Arrowverse. So we are definitely getting something in regards to Oliver Queen at some point. Now, whether that be they go for a crossover for season 9, or we know we're supposed to have a cameo for the Flash season 8 finale. And it's a cameo no one will think of, which, like, it's an actor saying it, which does undermine that statement. But it's very, very likely that this cameo could be Oliver Queen. It's very, very likely for that to happen because this takes place before the Flash season 8 finale. It takes place like a couple of episodes before. I don't know where it takes place, but it's definitely before the events of the season 8 finale. And this does mean, because it says the end for now, so we're definitely going to have like a continuation of this storyline. So I think he's going to appear in the Flash season 8, and we're going to get some sort of like a cliffhanger going into season 9 where Oliver talks to Barry, and that's just going to be insane. I would really, really love to see that. And I will bawl my eyes out again because, well, this character, Oliver Queen, is my absolute favorite character in the whole Arrowverse. And yeah, I would just cry if I see Oliver because that character is just something else for me. He's just something else. No pun intended, of course, when I said something else. But yeah, so we could possibly have Oliver Queen as the surprise cameo for the Flash season 8 finale. Of course, other possibilities are Superman. We could possibly get some Superman stuff. Another thing we could be getting is probably Max Mercury, because he has been name dropped in episode 15 of the season. So it is a character that no one will think of, but again, it's an actor who said that. So of course it does undermine the statement, because a lot of characters do talk about it. But this is not the end in regards to what's happening. And here is when, Malik, I prove you wrong by saying that these series of comics are not canon. Well, you said they're not canon. Well, I said they obviously are. But here's where you are proven wrong. So I'm going to scroll up a bit because it's in the chat between me, Arrowverse, Pagey, and Jordan. But there's a section in the comic book which shows Cisco and what's her name? Cisco and Tinyawazo in Argus. And here we go. I'm sharing screen right now because I found it. So here we have here we go. So we have this scene between Tinyawazo and Cisco at Argus. And Tinyawazo essentially teams up with Cisco over here because Barry tells Cisco about Tinya, and then Cisco, of course, keeps watch. So Tinya, of course, says, "You missed this, didn't you? Kicking bad guys' butt in the field." Cisco says, "I really did, but I don't have to miss it anymore. Not when I get to kick butt beside you. Great work, Phantom Girl," which of course is her code name in the comics. We should get these guys back in their cells. That's just because a couple of characters escaped prison in this comic, and then Tinya says, "Cisco, please tell me that this doesn't mean what I think it means." And then Cisco says, "Wish I could, Phantom Girl, but blood work is free." And then at the bottom right, to be continued in season 9 of The Flash. So this is a storyline which is going to take place and continue on The Flash season 9, which I think is really, really cool. I love the idea of these comics essentially being canon in the Arrowverse. So this means in The Flash season 9, we're definitely going to be seeing Cisco returning at some point, which is going to be really cool. Really, really cool. But then we're of course getting Bloodwork as well. And Bloodwork was such a great villain. He's definitely, for me at least, the best part of The Flash season 6. So seeing Ramsey Russell returning is just going to be absolutely mental, and it's going to be really, really interesting to see what they do. Now, of course, in regards to whether or not The Flash season 9 will be the final season or not, I don't know. But I don't think it will be. But again, it's too early to speak. There hasn't been any announcement or anything like that. But so far, at least, it's not the final season. As long as Grant's willing to go for more, we're probably going to get more. And yeah, since they're wrapping up not Matt Letcher, Tom Cavanaugh's version of the Reverse Flash during this finale, then that means we are definitely going to be getting Matt Letcher being like the main Reverse Flash at some point, which is really, really cool as well. Indeed, people saying it's not canon. L. I agree. L. Oh, sorry, Malik. My bad. I just read it. Canada Graphs said it wasn't. Canada Graphs said it wasn't canon. Angelo says, "Yes, Cal. I got prom in 2 days. Any tips to get some?" Yeah, I'm the worst person to give advice on that. So, I don't know, but what can we say? Have the courage to ask someone. Let's say, do that. Yeah, go do that. But yeah, also L Arrowverse scenes and Al Jordan as well, because they're asleep. They slept through their alarms again. Canon cameo better be Goldface, 100%. Goldface needs to be the cameo for this because, well, Goldface is just a legend, really. And now, with an icing on the cake again. Oh wait, they released promo images for episode 20. I haven't seen those. Have they actually? Oh, let me check real quick. Because I was just about to wrap up the stream, but it turns out we are getting something interesting. I don't think they released anything for Episode 20. Wait. Flash TV news. Oh no, that's just the synopsis. No, we did not. Oh no, we did. Never mind. I'm an idiot. We did. Let's talk about these promo images then. Thanks for the reminder, Chosen Vader owner, because I was not going to see that. Malik, what did you say? Nobody realized Cisco has a Robot Man shirt on, which indicates the that Doom Patrol exists in the Arrowverse. I didn't notice that. Interesting, really, really interesting. But yeah. Let me share a screen, and we could see these promo images. So here we go. The Flash season finale photos, negative part 2. So of course we have this shot of Bart at first. Now of course this is going to be when Barry tells Iris that Bart is not Bart. This is when Barry tells Bart that Iris is dead, and then of course, as we saw in the trailer, he does end up crying. We only have 4 images though, which is quite surprising because normally release more. But again, this is a finale, so I guess for spoiler's sake. We have Nora West Allen over here. We have Bart over here. We have Barry over here. We have Fast Track. We of course have Chester, Allegra, Vigilante, Cecile, and it seems like they're running some sort of like global scan. In regards to what they're trying to look for, probably Thawne or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Or I don't know. Maybe they're looking for the other forces as well. Anything is possible over here. But in regards to the next shot, what do we have? Oh, we have a shot of Barry literally bawling his eyes out, crying. Now, this is of course because, well, Iris is dead. So Barry is crying. He's probably going to confront Thawne, going like, "Yo, what did you do?" And it's going to be a really intense scene because, whenever you have Grant Gustin and Tom Cavanaugh sharing the screen together, you just know it's going to slap. It's whenever they share the screen, Tom Cavanaugh especially, he always elevates like the episode by like 10 times. That he's that good. So having Grant Gustin and Tom Cavanaugh confronting each other once again, it's going to give me chills. It's going to be so sick, and I'm very, very excited for it. But yeah, this is the Flash confronting Eobard Thawne. So yeah, very, very exciting stuff. And then lastly, we have Team Flash gathered together. We have Barry, we have Nora, we have Bart, we have Fast Track. And of course, I think this is like near the end of the episode when they've essentially beat the bad guy. They're celebrating. And the reason why they're not sad is probably because Iris comes back. So that's another thing that we need to take into account as well. Imagine Brandon McKnight on the stream. Yeah, he does have a Discord server, so I guess you guys could join his Discord server and talk to Brandon McKnight if you guys wish to. Funny because Cecile's wearing a V-shaped chain, lol. So do we just call her Vigilante Cecile from now on? Or do we just say Vigilante? I don't know, but yeah. Now, I can't really talk about Superman and Lois because I haven't watched the episode yet, but we did get this interesting promo image, which once again shows that Superman and Lois is in the Arrowverse. So whoever says that it's not in the Arrowverse, well, it is. So yeah, wait, here we go. I know Pagey posted it, so I'll just grab it from Pagey's account. But here we go. And he does rightfully say it on the Twitter post as well. So I'll just share the whole Twitter post. Can we not call her Vigilante Cecile, please? Please not. Here we go. And Pagey does word it perfectly. Superman and Lois is not in the Arrowverse. The multiverse Diggles have very similar trims and clothing choices then. So of course Diggle and John Henry Irons, and then this is Diggle on the Flash. So we know it's the exact same Diggle. And we know we're supposed to be getting answers in regards to like Superman and Lois's connectivity to the Arrowverse, and we're getting in this episode, which is very interesting and exciting as well, I guess, because it's the finale. And also, we know that Diggle will be, well, he is appearing in the finale, as we saw, but also he will be having a recurring role in Superman and Lois season 3. So that's also going to be really, really cool as well. Now, I don't know if this has any connection at all with maybe like what he did on the Flash by rejecting the cube or something like that. I don't know. I hope we have the story continued because it was a massive robbery. But again, it will get annoying if they drag it out again. So I don't really know what's going to happen. But it's really cool seeing Diggle back. He of course is like a prime OG of the show, and yeah, it's just it's always great to have Diggle. I would never complain having Diggle on the show, and yeah, he's definitely one of the best parts of the show as well. Well, that was when Arrow was there at least. Can we please no, not Vigilante Cecile, no. If Oliver gets the cameo, maybe they use his powers to bring Iris back. Just a theory. That's of course possible as well. They could of course do that. I'm so hyped for the watch party. Okay. Hopefully it delivers. But Flashverse, do you think Superman Low season 2 was better than season 1? Oh no, in my opinion, season 1 was better. I agree. I think season 1 was way better in terms of Superman and Lois. The only thing which annoys me with Superman and Lois season 2, and I think this affected my like ranking of the episode, is like the breaks. We've had like 3-week breaks, we've had 2-month breaks, we've had God knows how many breaks, and it just got annoying. So I think that's like a main frustration I had in regards to Superman and Lois, but I still enjoyed the episodes, of course. The episodes were really, really good. Superman and Lois still does maintain quality, but it definitely doesn't top season 1. Season 1's just way better. And also, yeah, that is another thing to mention as well. Tom Cavanaugh is directing season 3's premiere for Superman and Lois. So, yeah, that is also something else to look forward to. Of course, we will be having Stargirl season 3 on fall as well. So that I'm very excited to do videos for that. And of course, this time the Flash is coming back in 2023, which is sad because it's going to be a while until we get some Flash stuff. But I'm sure we'll get some Eric Wallace interviews and just some like teasers in general for what's to come. So I'll definitely be doing videos on that. It's going to be interesting to see how I'll be able to remain consistent without like anything Flash related or Superman and Lois related, let alone anything related. So I'm just gonna have to make up theory videos regularly. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Superman and Lois need to stop taking so many breaks. Yeah, but again, like it's out of their control, I guess. So there's nothing they can really do about it. But one thing I wish is that like they shouldn't have released the episodes without being so certain. Like if they could release an X amount of episodes in a certain time, and obviously they were not able to fulfill that because we've had so many breaks. So yeah, I wish they had it more thought out. But it is what it is, I guess. The whole season's ending pretty soon, and yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting, I guess. Um, but yeah, this might actually be a short stream because yeah, I don't have my co-host with me this time, so I don't really know what I could talk about. So I might end up over here. I'll give it 5 minutes. 5 minutes chat. Ask any question you wish. It will be just like a dedicated Q&A. Whatever you ask, I will answer. That's how we'll do it. I'm excited for Stargirl season 3. I want to trade already. Same, man. Same. Stargirl's just crazy. Thoughts on the Kenobi finale? Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Fight scenes, perfect. The whole story, perfect. Vader versus Kenobi, perfect. Incredibly emotional scene when we had Vader's mask, of course, getting cut off, and Obi-Wan on literal drugs. Like, what else could we say? Ali sucks. I think she's a really good villain. I'm liking what they're doing with her character, and she's damn powerful. So yeah, that's another thing. Wait. Let me screenshot this and send it to Mr. Scenes, who's still asleep, but he will wake up with a surprise, I guess. So, here we go. No, oh, there we go. I sent it to them. So Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. I'll L them. Can we get L's in the chat for Arrowverse and Jordan as well, please? Like get like a whole spam L so I could send that to them as well. If they bring Frost, if they bring back Frost, I hope it's a good choice. They don't realize it's bad in season 9. Wait, what? If they bring back Frost, I hope it's a good choice. They don't realize it's bad in season 9. Oh, it's like you're saying like if they create Frost, then you hope that essentially it they don't see it as a mistake because of what they did with like the split between Caitlyn and Frost, I guess. I understand that. Yeah, I definitely think that they should have it thought out, and like they should definitely understand what they're trying to do with this. The thing is, I would like I would not like it if I would not like it if what was I saying? If she goes back to being a good character after this. Now, of course, Caitlyn needs to be a good character. That's just who she is. But I guess like if if she becomes Frost again, I don't want her to go back into becoming a good guy again because that's just going to be so repetitive with what they did with the normal Frost already. Maybe it's just that I don't know. Caitlyn becomes Frost permanently or well, temporarily, and then well, Team Flash actually use like the cure on her or something like that. I don't know, but whatever they do, it's going to be an interesting storyline, and I can't wait to see what they do. Hey, Jordan, yeah, not Jordan, Chosen Vader on there. No, no, you're a no. Pagey said the Ben moment. Not that I hate Frost. I wouldn't love them to waste episode 14 of this season if they screwed her up because that's going to make her really, really mad. Yeah, definitely. L Arrowverse scenes and Jordan L big L big L. Thanks for all the Flash theories. It's been inspiring. Your videos inspire me. Oh, thank you so much, man. Yeah, if you want to make any theory videos, then be sure to do some. Like, go for it. You have nothing to lose. Just if you have a theory, just post it online. So yeah, you could do some as well. You could do some as well. But yeah, thank you for this great message. I really, really appreciate it. What? Season 9 episode 1, I saw Supergirl IMDb lol. Oh my god. Hot take. Speed Force is a better villain than Ali. Someone wants to get blocked from this chat, man. Someone's really eager to get blocked over here, man. I'm gonna keep sending the L's on the group chat. So who do you think would win? Spectre, Ali, Spectre, 100%. Spectre would absolutely mop the floor with Ali, and it won't even be a close fight. Ooh, 1 sec. Ooh, let me send this as well. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream over here. So thank you for everyone who's been tuning in. Be sure to go on to Arrowverse and Jordan's socials, and you could go on to Ultras as well and just L them for ditching me. But yeah, thank you for everyone who's tuned into the stream. It was really, really fun doing this. I really loved doing this solo stream, interacting with all of you. I really loved that. And I really love this like Q&A section. I might dedicate like a whole Q&A section for like the end of the streams, I guess. Oh, we're getting more questions now. Are you excited for Thor: Love and Thunder? Very. Team Flash or Team Arrow? I mean, I guess Team Flash because of Barry, but yeah. My biased self would say Team Arrow, but it's definitely going to be Team Flash. But yeah, thank you for everyone who's been tuned in for the stream. I really, really enjoyed doing this. And yeah, I will see you guys in